Ano nga ba ang pwedeng mangyari sa isang pamilyang desperado na naghahanap ng mas magandang buhay sa isang syudad na brutal at walang awa? What happens when dreams of a better tomorrow become nightmares of survival? Today, tayo ay mag-dive deep into one of the most powerful Filipino films na naging international sensation, Metro Manila, released in 2013. Pero wait, ito ba ay isang Filipino film? Well, technically, it's a British-Filipino production directed by Sean Ellis, a British filmmaker na naging inspired after witnessing a heated argument ng dalawang armored truck drivers sa Pilipinas back in 2007. But don't let that fool you. This is a purely Filipino story at its heart, starring our very own Jake Macapagal as Oscar Ramirez, alongside the brilliant John Arcilla as Ong. Si Ellis, kahit British siya, he made sure na the dialogue was entirely in Tagalog para ma-capture yung authentic Philippine experience. The film won the Sundance Audience Award for World Cinema and was even selected as UK's official entry sa Academy Awards. So sino nga ba si Oscar Ramirez? He's an ex-military turned rice farmer from Banawe, Ifugao, isang typical Filipino na may mabuting puso, devoted sa pamilya, at handang gawin lahat para sa kanyang asawang si Mai at kanilang dalawang anak. Pero ang tanong, gaano katindi ang kayang gawin ng isang tao kapag siya ay sobrang desperado na? Let me tell you the complete story of Oscar Ramirez in Metro Manila, From Hope to Tragedy. So eto na nga ang kwento. Ang storya ay nagsisimula sa breathtaking rice terraces where Oscar and his family live a simple farming life. But reality check. Kahit tila isang paradise ang kanilang lugar, hindi sapat ang kita nila from their rice crops. Oscar receives only 1,200 pesos for their entire harvest. Sobrang liit para sa buong pamilya. With no choice, they decided to leave their peaceful life and head to the promised land, Metro Manila. Pagdating nila sa Manila, agad-agad silang na-scam. Oscar pays their first month's rent sa isang building, only to discover na hindi pala ito pagmamayari ng nag-offer sa kanila nung place. The police evicted them for squatting, at napilitan silang tumira sa slums ng Tondo, one of the most dangerous areas in Manila. Dito mo makikita yung brilliant cinematography ni Sean Ellis. He captures the chaos, the pollution, the desperation ng city life, na contrasting talaga sa peaceful place na kanilang pinagmulan. Oscar struggles to find work. May isang scene where he works the whole day, tapos sandwich lang ang bayad sa kanya. Meanwhile, si Mai, desperado din, napilitan mag-work as a bar hostess sa isang Makati nightclub. During her medical exam, she discovers na she's pregnant with their third child. When she can't meet her drink quota, the boss suggests na si Angel, their 9-year-old daughter, ay mag-work for special clients. A horrifying reality ng child exploitation. Then comes what seems like a blessing. Oscar gets hired as a security guard sa Manila Armored Couriers because of his military background. He's partnered with Douglas Ong, played brilliantly by John Arcilla. Ong appears to be the perfect mentor, generous, experienced, protective. Ong even offers Oscar a better apartment in Makati para safe yung family niya. Suddenly, life seems to be better for them. They can afford better food, safer shelter, and Oscar feels like he's finally providing for his family. Throughout the film, Oscar tells Ong the story of Alfred Santos, a friend na naging desperate and hijacked a Philippine Airlines flight, ultimately jumping to his death. This story is based sa real-life Philippine Airlines flight 812 hijacking in 2000. Oscar uses this style to reflect on how desperation can drive good people to do terrible things. Little does Oscar know, this story is actually foreshadowing his own fate. Here comes the most shocking part. During a routine delivery, Oscar notices a black Honda Civic following them, the same car from their first day. When Ong stops for a toilet break, Oscar follows him only to discover the horrifying truth. Ong is working with a gang of criminals. The revelation is devastating. Ong reveals na he stole a security box during the robbery that killed his previous partner 6 months ago. His entire relationship with Oscar was planned. He needed someone naive and desperate enough to help him open the stolen box. Ong's scheme is elaborate. He plans to stage another robbery, have himself debriefed sa processing center, while Oscar sneaks in to make an imprint of the key to open the stolen box. To force Oscar's cooperation, Ong blackmails him. The stolen box is hidden sa apartment under Oscar's name, so if discovered, Oscar will be blamed. But things go horribly wrong. During the staged robbery, Ong realizes na yung leader ng gang is actually the same person who escaped when his previous partner was killed. In a shocking turn, the gang leader kills Ong, and Oscar becomes the postman, the one who delivers personal effects to Ong's widow Dora. Pagkatapos nun, na-discover ni Oscar na aware si Dora about dun sa stolen box. Racing home, he finds it hidden under their floor. Now Oscar faces the ultimate moral dilemma: return the money and stay poor, or keep it and escape their desperate situation. Mai tells him it was a mistake to come to the city, but they're already in too deep. In one final desperate act, Oscar decides to go through with the plan. He sneaks into the processing center one night, makes an imprint of the real key, and steals a dummy key to throw off suspicion. Sa kasamaang palad, Oscar gets caught on security camera. Buddha, the company owner, confronts him, and in the ensuing struggle, Oscar is fatally shot. He dies clutching the fake key, making it seem like he failed. However, Oscar's final act of love reveals itself. Earlier that morning, he had bought a religious locket for Mai. Inside that locket, he had hidden the clay imprint of the real key. Natapos ang pelikula with Mai and her children, boarding a bus para iwan na ang Maynila, with a bag full of money between her feet. Oscar's voice narrates the final moments. He died, but his family survived. He succeeded in his mission, but at the ultimate cost. Yung ending is both heartbreaking and hopeful. Sinakripisyo ni Oscar ang lahat, but his family finally escaped the cycle of poverty that trapped them. What makes Metro Manila extraordinary ay hindi lang yung story. It's how Sean Ellis crafted every single frame to immerse us sa harsh reality ng Filipino urban life. Ellis, despite being British, showed remarkable respect for Filipino culture. He insisted on shooting entirely in Tagalog, kahit hindi niya alam yung language. He encouraged his cast to interpret their English script in natural Filipino dialogue, resulting in authentic conversations that feel genuinely local. Yung decision na mag-shoot sa actual locations in Tondo and other parts of Manila adds incredible realism. Ellis used handheld cameras and natural lighting to capture the chaotic energy ng city streets. Ellis served as his own director of photography, a choice that gave the film its intimate, documentary-like feel. The contrast between the lush green rice terraces of Banawe and the gray, polluted streets of Manila is visually stunning and metaphorically powerful. Watch how Ellis captures the claustrophobic feeling ng slum living. Tight frames, crowded compositions, and the constant presence of pollution and chaos. Every shot reinforces the theme na ang city ay isang jungle where only the strong survive. The film tackles multiple layers of Filipino social issues. At its core, it's about rural-urban migration. Yung exodus ng farmers leaving their provinces for the false promise ng city jobs. It exposes the exploitation of the desperate, from housing scams to labor abuse to the sex trade. Yung corruption theme runs deep, from police officers hanggang sa security companies to local criminals. Everyone is complicit sa system that preys on the poor. Even Oscar, our moral protagonist, ultimately becomes corrupted by desperation. The film also examines family sacrifice in Filipino culture. Oscar's willingness to risk everything for his family reflects the profound value Filipinos place on family welfare over personal safety. Jake Macapagal delivers a career-defining performance as Oscar. His portrayal ng isang desperate father ay sobrang authentic that viewers forget they're watching an actor. Si John Arcilla naman creates one of cinema's most complex antagonists, charming and generous on the surface, but manipulative and dangerous underneath. Metro Manila didn't just entertain. It held up a mirror as a Philippine society that many found uncomfortable to look at. When the film won the Sundance Audience Award and became UK's Oscar submission, it brought international attention to Filipino social issues. Foreign audiences got their first authentic glimpse ng urban Philippine poverty, habang ang mga Filipino audiences ay nakarelate sa kanilang daily struggles reflected on the big screen. Initially, some Filipinos felt conflicted about the film's harsh portrayal of Manila. Marami ang nag-complain na it showed the country in a negative light, potentially discouraging tourism. But critics argue that this reaction missed the point. The film wasn't attacking the Philippines, it was exposing systemic problems that need addressing. Every situation in the film reflects real problems in Philippine society. Yung housing scams that victimized Oscar's family. This happens daily to migrants arriving in Manila. Yung exploitation of bar workers like Mai. This is a documented reality in the service industry. Yung child labor suggestion for Angel? Unfortunately, this exists in various forms across the country. The film particularly resonated with OFWs who saw parallels between Oscar's rural to urban journey and their own migrations abroad. Many recognized their own family's struggles in the Ramirez family story. Universities across the Philippines now use Metro Manila in sociology and film studies courses. It's become a case study for understanding urban poverty, migration patterns, and the moral compromises people make for survival. The film sparked discussions about farmer welfare, urban planning, and corruption in law enforcement. It highlighted how poverty forces good people into moral gray areas, a theme that resonates strongly in a country where millions live below the poverty line. Pinatunayan ng Metro Manila na ang mga kwentong Pilipino ay may kakayanang manalo ng iba't ibang international acclaim without losing their authentic voice. It inspired other filmmakers na magtackle ng social issues with unflicting honesty, contributing to the current renaissance of Philippine cinema. More importantly, ito ay nag-demonstrate na kahit ang mga outsiders could tell Filipino stories respectfully if they approached the subject with genuine understanding and cultural sensitivity. Ang success ni Sean Ellis ay nagbukas ng pinto para sa mas marami pang international collaborations in Philippine filmmaking. Years after its release, Metro Manila remains painfully relevant. Issues like urban poverty, corruption, and rural-urban migration continue to challenge Philippine society. The film serves as both entertainment and social documentary, a reminder that behind every statistic about poverty are real families like the Ramirezes, fighting for survival with their dignity intact. Oscar's story is, unfortunately, the story of millions of Filipinos. His sacrifice, his moral struggle, and his ultimate fate reflect the daily reality of those trapped in poverty's vicious cycle. The film's greatest achievement isn't its awards or critical acclaim. It's its ability to make us see and feel the humanity of those society often overlooks.
Meron kaming dalawang kahon. Pinilit nilang buksan yung isa na walang susi.